Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Tester Tech, and today I want to together with you, look at a cool project called Selenium Base. You can find it on seleniumbase.io. As always, I have all the links in the description below. When you visit seleniumbase.io, you will see this README file right off the bat, and you have some examples of code, and you have some example of a demo script running. What I want to do with you is set it up, let you see how easy it is to get started with Selenium Base test automation framework in Python. And what I also want to do is have a quick look at what's the difference between this using Selenium Base as test automation framework versus using pure Selenium. Okay, so for who is this interesting? I think it's interesting for people who want to quickly have a look at what Selenium Base can do for you for your automation projects, and also for people who just want to have a quick look at how it's working, how you can set it up. So as you can see here on the Selenium Base IO page, it says Python setup. You need to add Python and Git to your system path, and then create Python virtual environment. So for Python virtual environment, I would suggest you use pipenv, because I have some experience with it. In my opinion, it works good. It works great actually. But you can also use virtual env wrapper or virtual env, stuff like that. But in this video, I will use pipenv for that. So I'm connected to a clean Red Hat Enterprise Linux VM. First thing you need to have is Python. So it says command not found. That's because it's alias to Python 3 and alternatives, config, Python. So as you can see, there are two choices here, and put it on user bin Python 3, and now if all goes well, you should have Python. So Python is there, so that's step 1, and sudo dnf install -y for yes, git complete. Git, yes, it's responding, so it has program installed. And like I mentioned, use pipenv. So we're going to do, we'll install pipenv using pip3 install user pipenv. Okay, so normally this looks weird, but normally you will see a progress bar, but I don't know why it's showing like this, but it's okay. Okay, then we have that also installed, and make their git cd git, so nothing in there, and git clone, paste it in there, cloning Selenium Base, cd into that directory. And now it says pip install dot, but we're going to use pipenv like mentioned, but similar commands. After a little while, it finished installing, and means we can continue. So as you can see, this message pipenv shell to activate it, pipenv shell. And if all goes well, we're in the shell. You can see that by this, so in the brackets Selenium Base, so that's the folder name, but it's also the name of the virtual env. Okay, we've done that, so coming along nicely. Install. In the last video I also used the Chrome driver, but for now I want to use the Firefox driver. So if you just type Firefox driver for the install command, so as you can see, the Gecko driver, it's also called Gecko driver, is ready for use. So we can start using it. So running a test now, cd onto examples and just run pytest and on test demo site py. If you hit enter, it says, well, no, it's not working because cannot find Chrome binary. So the default driver is actually Chrome driver. If you had tag, as also shown here, Chrome is the default browser. If you tag browser, then it you will be able to run in a different browser, Firefox. There you go. Now it's going okay. Give it some time and it will run the test. Passed in 15 seconds. Okay, so it's done. But we didn't actually see anything, right? If you also look at here on Linux, headless is the default behavior, so meaning it runs underwater. You can also run in headless mode on any OS. If Linux machine has a GUI and you want to see the web browser as test run, add -- headed. Okay, or -- GUI. If we do that, it will run, but we're connected to a terminal at this moment. So if we do it like this, well, it says a whole lot of errors and yeah, process unexpectedly closed with status 1 and yeah, it's not working, but we're working from the command line here. If we would fire up the virtual machine, log into there. So this is the clean virtual machine. And what I want to do is, if we want to execute it from this virtual machine, we need to echo the display. As you can see, :0 is the display. Back on my terminal, I can export. Display equals :0. And now it has exported display. Now it knows that it needs to run the commands which concern a display on this display. And now we can do it again. So run the same test and I will also show the virtual machine screen. I moved it a little bit to here. Make it a little bit smaller. So I think it's okay like this. If you hit enter now on the terminal, it runs it on the virtual machine. So as you can see, it's running the demo test on the virtual machine at this moment. Very cool, right? So running, and it's passed in approximately 15 seconds, just like the headless version. You can see it's very easy to get started with this test automation using this tool. What I want to do, like I told before, is now look at a script. Open up the test demo site. This is the example, and as you can see here from Selenium base import base case class, it has a class, and then it also links the base case into that class, so you can reference it using self. And this is the way it goes with Selenium base. So you also always reference it using self and then open. So just to show you the difference, in pure Selenium would be approximately something like this. So a little bit more imports, of course, from Selenium import WebDriver, etc., pytest, also Firefox, and then a class, and then this is a method, and then driver.get, and then assert driver.title web testing page, wait, and then wait until, for example, expected condition, presence of element located by CSS selector, this one, tbody, and then tbody ID, and then element, WebDriver element find by xpath h1, and then assert that element text is demo page. So this will be roughly the same as as this script until these couple of lines. So as you can see the difference, this is more brief, I think, more condensed. So I think it's also easier to read, and yeah, you don't need to import all those other things. So you can use self-open, self-assert title, for example. Whereas if you have pure Selenium, you will have to use assert driver.title, for example. So you have lots of more text. And also this presence of element located, expected condition is quite a bit longer, to be honest. And this reads very easy, in my opinion. But yeah, the downside is, of course, you need to know what kind of keywords you have available in Selenium base. But if you have an IDE, then you have IntelliSense autocomplete, and you put self dot, and then it will fill in what's in there. So yeah, I think this is basically it. So just to summarize, what did I do? I showed you a little bit about Selenium base, getting started on a clean virtual machine. I showed you how to run the test, and I showed the difference between Selenium base and also pure Selenium. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe learned something new. So if you're not subscribed yet, please don't forget to subscribe, and also a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. Let me know what you think about it, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.